everyone. You are watching La Voix de Glalak, and my name is Ali Sempiga. Today, we've embarked on very highly sensitive questions in politics, diplomacy in East Africa. So we are going to ask some questions with some experts in politics of great ranks and analysts and great ranks politics to get to know their perspectives in these political trends. Recently, we've seen French Supreme Court has brought to an end a very controversial case of the plane crash of the late President Habyarimana, and that is considered to be the key trigger of the tragedy that sparkled in Rwanda during 1994 genocide. So, sir, what's your take on this? Do you think it's really something the French Supreme Court should have done before, or do you think even Jaroui Brigade, the one who issued arrest warrants before for the more than 40 officials of RPF, was wrong, or there's something conspired in between? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I thank you for your question um, about the acts of the French Supreme Court to suspend or to file forever the case concerning the attack in flight of the aircraft carrying the president of Rwanda and the president of Burundi. As you know, all on board were killed, and it was the trigger which ignited horrendous killings in the hills of Rwanda, all over the country. So this case has been shelved for forever, as they said, because they did not have enough information, sufficient information to take the case to court. But I am of a different view. They had enough information. They had enough information. The Judge Jean-Louis Briguer had collected enough information incriminating RPF operatives. That's one. Two, these judges did not want to hear the testimonies of Colonel Patrick Karegeya and General Kayumba Nyamwasa, who were high-ranking members of the RPF High Command, who had valuable information about what had transpired, what the meetings which had been being held by the High Command plotting for the downing of this aircraft. So I think that this case was shelved for just diplomatic reasons or diplomatic interests of the government of France, today's government of France, and the government of Rwanda. That's it. And I think, like many other legal experts, I think that this case can be reopened, and it will actually be reopened if there is a change, if there is a change of mind. For example, if there is a change of government in France, or when President Kagame steps out of State House, when he gets out of power, out of government incumbency, the case may be opened whether in France or in Rwanda. So the case has been now temporarily shelved because the diplomatic interest of the concerned countries, these two countries, have collided with the need for justice, but the case will be able to be reopened if there is a change of government in Paris and Kigali.
Thank you very much. The second question is about Rwanda and Uganda ties. Recently, we saw Uganda General Muhoozi Kainerugaba paid a visit to Kigali to visit President Kagame, and they heard so much talk about their diplomacy and bilateral relations of the two countries. We all know after 3 years of the closure of the borders and the tension between two countries, and now Kainerugaba is there in Rwanda, and after his visit we saw the opening of the borders and so many other things happened. But however, we saw also the M23 just attacked people after the visit of the Kainerugaba, and those other issues happened tend like to increase after the visit of General Kainerugaba in Kigali. So what's your perspectives on this? Because it shows there is something they conspiring, but we can't really just conclude on that. But from your experience, from the way you see things, you've been analyzing politics for quite some times, and we really want to know what's your viewpoint on this point of Kainerugaba visiting Rwanda, the opening of the borders, and the M23 increasing their attacks. Do you think there's something relating in that, or it's just a normal coincidence? Please take us through a little bit about that.
The second question, you spoke about the relations between Rwanda and the Republic of Uganda. Yes, the relations between these two countries have been um, they have been going through a roller coaster, and today, as we speak, these relations haven't. The situation has not yet been fixed. Hence, the recent visits of Ugandan special envoys to Rwanda. There was the Ugandan ambassador to the UN, and also the commander of Ugandan Land Forces, General Muhoozi. I need to tell you in the background of these two, the visit of the two Ugandan VIPs, that Uganda is conducting a military operation in North Kivu and Ituri provinces of DRC. That this operation, which is being conducted in tandem with the Congolese forces, has seized a base, an ADF base in those provinces, and that they have also arrested, they are said to have arrested some officers of ADF. And information which has been leaked to the media is that Rwanda is said to be involved as a helping hand to the ADF. Also, there was a report that the Ugandans had captured a truck carrying Ugandan uniforms. And once again, the pointer has been pointing an accusing finger to operatives from the Rwanda government. So I think this is, in a nutshell, this is what was the content of the message of General Muhoozi to General Paul Kagame. Of course, when Muhoozi emerged out of the audience, he addressed the media and told the media something which may not be the whole truth. It was true that they dealt with the bilateral relations between Rwanda and Uganda, but the real truth may be something different, and it may be something which could have something to do with the things I have just told you about the operation of UPDF in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
And lastly, we're going to talk about Kagame visit in Belgium. We saw Kagame in Brussels. He paid also visit to King Philip at Royal Press in Brussels, and they had talk at Royal Press. And President Kagame and his supporters were seen at behind that Paris were fighting with the Congolese people, and numerous number of Congolese people were outside Royal Press trying to fight Paul Kagame's supporters. So why do you think the people from Congo are developing some hatred against Rwandese? Is there anything that's making them really hating Rwandans, or it's just because of this political issues? Because before, Rwandans and Congolese, they used to be friends. They used to have strong ties. They used to, I mean, the ordinary citizens, they used to have strong ties, but now it seems like all Congolese, they hate anything that has to do with Rwandese. So it's something that came as a shock to us. So we would like to see how people take this, and to get really to know how people can perceive this kind of action when Congolese can fight the supporters of the President Paul Kagame in Brussels. Could you also take us through about this, sir?
Now, the third question you asked is about the the president of Rwanda in Brussels in the meeting, the summit meeting between the African Union and the European Union. The president was there. Our President Kagame was there. He did not feature high. We did not see him on the high table. But you know, he was not able to steal the show because there were other celebrities, including the president of Senegal, who is now the current chairman of the African Union, the chair of the African Union Commission, Mr. Faki Mahamat, I think, from Chad, and also the European VIPs. So our president did not feature high on the high table, but I understand there was also street fights between Congolese people living in Brussels and Rwandans who had come out to celebrate the presence of the president of Rwanda. And it was an ugly situation to be staged before the headquarters of the European Commission. But what I can tell you, what I understand, was the root cause of that situation was that the Congolese are denouncing the policies of the government of Rwanda vis-à-vis the Congo. As you know, Rwanda has invaded Congo several times. Rwanda has conducted operations to flush out Rwandan rebels from eastern Congo, but these rebels are still there. Nobody knows. We really don't know why Rwanda was not able to kick them out of that place with the many operations they conducted there and the firepower they had. I don't understand why they were not able to overpower them. So these rebels, so-called rebels, are still there, and Rwanda's operations, military operations in Congo, has killed between 6 and 8 or even 10 million people. And recently, the president has declared, he has gone public, stating that he would re-invade Congo again, supposedly to take care of these supposed to be Rwandan rebels. Congolese people do not like that development to take place, and that's why they had, I think, they took it to the streets of Brussels, and there was a street fights with Rwandan operatives. I think that everybody knows the root cause of the animosity of the Congolese residents of Brussels against Rwanda and Rwandans. It is because of the arrogant policies of the government of Kigali. It is regrettable, but that is the situation. And I cannot condone this kind of behavior, because when we have problems between us Africans, we need to address these problems through dialogue instead of taking to fight in foreign lands. But that was the situation, and it can blame squarely on Rwanda, because the president had made declarations which were taken by Congolese as a provocation. So that's how I can answer and how I can account for what happened between Congolese people and the Rwandans who had come out to celebrate the president of our country. So these are the answers I can give you for now. I will be prepared to answer more of your questions when you ask them, at your best convenience. Thank you. Thank you. All I want